Here you can see one of many racks to be seen around the place where fishermen freeze dry their catch, and you know, it's good to see that these fishermen it's good to see the optimism of a fisherman. I hope that rack is filled out when the season comes. It's early morning. I'm on my southward journey now, and it's been very clear skies, fresh, bit of ice on the water, and looking forward to a wonderful day's riding, and bit boggy still. Yeah, well, actually, yeah, while we're here, this is the Tundra. There's lots of I think that's wild cotton, lots of little spots of different habitats around the place. You know, it's kind of spotty, but this is pretty much the boggy tundra area, and then you'll get some patches like in the valleys where it's a bit warmer. Get some patches of actual trees, which are bushes now because they don't grow into trees, mainly birchwood and oak. No, not oak, birchwood and willow, which I use for burning. Just at the worst place where you want anything to happen with your bike, I'm on the most remote part of the journey, which is like the hill crossing to Alta, and it is true hostile territory. It's below 0 degrees up in the hills, and around 400 meters, and brisk breeze blowing, and lo and behold, I get a flat tire, and my tire is falling to pieces. And I was very lucky. Just where it happened, I noticed the tops of some roofs, and I just came here. It looks like somebody's building a holiday home or a hunting cottage or something, and I needed to get out of the wind chill because it is cold, and had I not found this place, stopping and actually trying to fix something would not have been realistic. I have to keep moving to keep warm. I would have just been wheeling the bike until I find something, or a bus comes or something like that. Anyway, the door of this of this place is left open, unlocked I mean, and well, I've converted that into my little repair workshop. I've got the tyre back on the wheel, but it still looks like it's fraying, and got about 60 kilometers to go, and I don't think it's going to hold out. I'm just going to have to go to try to find somebody's house and just ask them about what the buses are doing or what, because it looks really bad at the moment. As you would in the upper altitudes of the North Arctic, looking for information about finding a bus. The only place that I could find is a place where we've got people rounding up reindeer for at the end of the season. And here, over here, he's told me that the bus only comes in about like 4 hours or so, or 5 hours, and I can either wait for the bus here, or I can try going up this road here slowly, and risk my bike kind of. If I get a flat tire, then apparently I can just wait at the side of the road and wave a bus down. So I suppose all is not lost, but I'm just wondering what I'm going to do if while I'm waiting for the bus, because it's damn cold out here. Well, here is one more use for duct tape. This is the Sami solution. They fix everything with this stuff.
Yes.
And they guarantee that I will get to Alta. Now it's been recorded. Now it's actually on tape, so we'll see. Well, if duct tape could save Apollo 13, let's hope it saves me. here I'm tucking into my can of emergency Finnish spam, and that can only mean one thing. Either it's been pouring with rain, or I've had an extremely eventful day. In this case it was the latter. I'm still trying to comprehend everything that happened to me today. Well, that's with all the problems with my tyre and all the events leading to it. In short, as you saw, what was meant to be quite a simple 110 kilometre ride over the mountains to Alta, I thought I'd do it comfortably with 2 nights stopover without too much trouble, except if it rained. The cold was okay, but well, you know, the old wheel and tyre trouble started coming back, and the sequence of events that happened, meeting the Sami and them helping me out, and coming up with this crazy idea of fixing it with the duct tape. Well, we got the duct tape thing happening, and I started riding, and it was getting late, and it was so hard because the tyre was on low pressure, and it was just bumping along, just slowly. I was afraid to go too fast, and the road is getting slightly dark, and there were trucks going by and blaring lights, and I'm just finding it really hard to balance the bike in a straight line going so slow, and I was finding a wind. It was getting cold, and I didn't know when and how I was going to get to Alta at that speed, and whether the tyre would hold out and all that sort of thing. And I was getting pretty miserable, just stopping and thinking, well, maybe I should just catch a bus or something. There's only 2 buses that day, and one of them was due to come within an hour or so, and I just didn't know. And then next thing you know, this van passed me, and it pulled over, and it was one of the Sami guys who was out there, you know, working on the roundup, and he couldn't speak a word of English, but he asked me how he was interested in how I was going. He got out of his car, he opened the back, it was full of bloody reindeer carcasses and horns, and he said, "Do I want a lift?" So we got my luggage and my bike in there with all the blood and stuff in the back of his car, and he took me the last 40 kilometers down to Alta, and he dropped me off. I just couldn't believe being from that up there in those high mountains in that horrible cold, and then all of a sudden there's trees, there's civilization and everything. He dropped me off, and it just all happened like it was in a dream. And okay, I have to fix my bike. I saw a sports store, I went in there, the guy was so helpful. He printed out a map for me where to find the repair shop and blah blah blah, and he told me where I could go camping without, you know, where it was nice and quiet. And he gave me a gift as well, of a like retractable grilling fork, like for no reason. He was just so nice, and it was just so good to have so much good hospitality and things. And now I'm finally at the end of all that. I'm buggered. So I thought, what the hell? I'll just put up the tent and just open the spam and just have a good sleep, and then tomorrow regroup and finally get those wheels hopefully fixed, and then off. And another positive thing is the next 5 days are forecast to be really good weather, so you know, that's just really good news. is good. Do you hear that? I'm headed that way. If you look at the trees, you can see which way the wind's blowing. It's blowing right in my face, and I'm tired. I think soon it's time to call it a day. One of the more stressful times of day is finding a place where to camp for the night, and that ain't so easy, you know. More often than not, I've been left without a place, and finding a good place is very important for morale. You know, it helps you regroup for the next day and get in some good food, and you know, it lifts your spirits. And I think this is going to be the first night, and I see pine trees for the first time for a long time, and that's all good. But all around here, these ones that you see for burning, they're too wet, so that's no good. So I have to cross the road back up here. Flight's waiting over there at the moment. I looked across on this side. Looks really nice, except it's a bit thin, and there might be a wind blowing through. There is a bit of firewood out there, but it's a really nice mat to be lying down on. And well, the idea is to find a place where you have to work the least to get a fire going and getting the camp set up. If you got wood scattered everywhere and you have to work for hours for it, it doesn't justify it. So up there it's going to be a bit of work, but since I've left quite a bit of time for myself this evening, I think it could be worthwhile. I don't want to exert myself anymore. I just want to settle in somewhere and make the most of what is, well, sadly I must say, my last night camping. Now that I'm starting to settle into my final camping spot, well, I believe it's time we caught up on recent events. And well, where do I start? First of all, maybe some statistics for those who might be interested. My actual time that I've spent away has been 25 days. In that time, I've see that I've ridden 264 kilometers, and that includes 2 days off in Romanivi when I didn't ride. So well, that's the furthest I've ever ridden in my life. But anyway, that aside, with regard to the saga of when my wheel went bung back on the plateau with a Sami, when the guy took me down and I was really dishevelled in the tent that night, the next morning I knew where there was a bike repair shop. I went to the shop, and the guy said, "Oh, I've got to wait till 10 o'clock. Yeah, okay, till 10 o'clock till the mechanic arrives." Thank God he fitted me in, and he took me on straight away. So I left him there for an hour, and I thought, well, okay, so by 11 or so I should be ready to go. So, you know, I got back there at 11 o'clock, and yep, he showed me, look, I took it for a quick spin. Everything seemed alright with the wheel, you know. There's one other, it wasn't perfect, but it was enough to get me to the end of my journey. And yeah, that seemed okay. Thanks a lot, paid him and everything, and started riding. And as I was riding, I started going, you know, like maybe a couple of kilometers down the road. When I started going downhill, I started going to top gear, and the chain fell off. And then I had to unrepack everything and put the chain back on, and it happened a number of times. The chain kept falling off, and then I started trying to adjust the chain. It got worse. I couldn't get into the gears that I wanted, and things were just going pear-shaped. And I knew that I could probably solve the problem myself, but that would take a lot longer than me actually pedaling back to the repair guy. So anyway, long story short, I went back to him. He fixed the problem, and I only got out of Alta finally at about 2:30 that afternoon. So I lost half a day, and that kind of put the pressure on. And yeah, time is an issue now. And the last few days, even though, you know, like, the fjords have been beautiful, you know, of course, and I would just love to just cruise through here at my own time, but now time is becoming a factor, and it is for all of us, unfortunately. And so I had to really press on pretty hard, and yesterday I thought I maybe overdid it a bit, and ended up sleeping next to the road because there's when you try to squeeze in too many kilometres, you have to make compromises, and that's what happened that particular time. I couldn't find a good camping spot. I didn't get enough food intake, and in the morning I didn't feel good, and today's been quite rubbish, but I did manage to squeeze in 17 kilometres. But that's it for me today, and tonight, that's why I want to set up a good camp spot so I can get my strength back, and tomorrow feel fine for the whatever and there usually are whatever unexpected events that might happen just on the last day. If you remember, I bought this this wonderful, beautiful woodsman's pocket knife in Romanivi, you know, Finnish made, and right from the Arctic Circle, and well, that's all very symbolic of my trip, and something that I'll cherish for a long time. But another thing that I thought, well, if I'm going to invest in a tool like that, well, I better learn how to use it. I've never had a good knife before, and I'm pretty new on knife skills, so I actually started doing a bit of carving, and of course carving helps develop knife skills, and things that people carve. What do they carve? Well, you know, one of the more obvious things, I don't know why, I suppose because it's just very sensual looking and very tactile, is a spoon. So I thought I'd start trying to carve a spoon. And that actually turned out to be quite good, because in my rest periods, my lunch breaks or whatever, I had to keep moving or doing something physical to keep warm, and the carving actually really helped. So now I'm going to show you, it's not finished yet, and I hoped maybe to finish it tonight, but okay, this is my first ever attempt at carving anything useful, and well, here it is, and to be honest, I am damn proud of it. You can see here, this is a spoon in the making. To me, it looks like a spoon, and actually it could even function like a spoon, and that's my first attempt ever of making something like that. I'm damn proud of it. I just hope this is a very delicate part now, hollowing out this part, and it's be very easy to make a mistake and stuff everything out. But anyway, this is made from Arctic willow. I chose willow because well, birches are very knotty, and willow, well, they make cricket bats out of willow, don't they? So must be strong, you know. So, well, there it is, and I hope Mum likes it. She's put up with a lot worrying about me on this trip, so I hope she likes what I've made for her. It's the morning of the final day of riding, and it's going to be a killer. There's a stiff wind blowing, right, like there's a headwind, and I've got a hill, like quite a bit of a hill climb out of the fjords, so I'm not looking forward to it, and instead I'm getting quite obsessive with my spoon, you know. It's kind of helping distract me from what's gonna... 40 more Ks to go! No, 30 more Ks. Don't know, bit sad really, but I'm also excited. Have to start saying goodbye to all that. Well, she said it was a yellow house. I think I'm on the right road, and there's a lot of yellow houses around here. Don't think of how many house numbers around here. Anyway, hang on, what's that? I can't believe it. I think that's right there, waiting. Right there. After 2,714 kilometers, my bicycle journey ends here. I think it's what, the 29th of September or something like that. Oh, there's Lasma, there she is. Hey! Ciao! You! Oh. Lauka meni zavak. Tas ir daudz vieglāk nekā ritē, bro.
Jā, ir gan.
Next time I'll take this instead of a bicycle. Great fun. It's the day after my cycling's finished, and how can you leave all this? I mean, I'm going to find it so hard going home. It's just, I just love it so much out here. There's so much to do. There's fishing, hiking, riding around on this sort of thing, and you know, the lifestyle is just amazing out here, and I have to get down on the internet now and find some route home, probably through Stockholm or something, and it's not that bad at home either, but geez, I'm really loving it out here. It's really nice way to end the journey.
Tagad tikai aizgāja.
Woohoo! Ko mēs darām? Metam apakai?
Šī tik man.
Taisam zupu. Do we make soup or do we throw it back?
Tu viņu aiz vēderes paķēris.
Tāpēc tik grūti, tāpēc...
Visām bārdām.
Tu viņu nemaz neesi ieķēris.
Ko? Viņš ir ieķēris?
Nu, tu esi tā.
Aiz spuras, ja?
Nē, pat nav aiz spurs, viņš ir aiz pirmās ādiņas, tā kā.
Only I can catch a fish in the stomach. Ir bišķi lielāk.
Ir, šitā ir lielāk, jā.
Norwegian fjord cod.
Torškas jā ir.
Tu esi mutē bijis šoreiz. After my brief but wonderful stay with friends, well, it's time to hit the road again. This time not by bicycle. It's early morning on a Tuesday, and I'm waiting for a bus that's supposed to arrive soon, and that should take me to Narvik, which is a bit over 300 kilometers, and then I have to wait there for a train that will hopefully get me to Stockholm, and then eventually, hopefully, the next day there'll be a ferry to Riga. The challenges never end when you're travelling, do they? Well, I'm at Narvik station, and I know, you know, there's a train going to Stockholm. I thought nice and simple, you know, trains take bicycles. But I asked information, and no, they don't take bicycles. So I have to improvise, and the train's not here yet. I have to improvise and like slightly take my bike to bits, and I'm going to try and wrap it up in my ground sheet and get the old duct tape out and stick it all together, and hopefully it will pass as a piece of luggage. Otherwise I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, here it is, a work of art. Let's hope that duct tape will save the day once again. Now for an example of really bad planning. I'm back at the. I had to make a dash back to the bus depot with my bike back together again because there's no way that the Stockholm train would allow my bicycle on the train, and postage would have been way too expensive, and all options were looked at, and there's no easy option of getting back to Riga. So the quickest way is not even the airplane, because that wouldn't take my bike either. So the quickest way is I have to catch the bus now to another town called Falski, which is about 50 kilometers away. Then from there I catch a train to Bergen, which will take my bike. That connects to a train that goes to Oslo, which is way south of where I have to be, and away west to where I have to be. And then from Oslo I can finally get a train to Stockholm, from wherein I can the following day after that, finally hopefully catch my ferry back to Riga. That's if everything goes right. Now I'm in Troms, waiting for the Oslo train. Good, all fun and games, early in the morning, and hopefully later today I'll be in Oslo where I can find a bus that will get me to Stockholm. Well, that's it then. All my options are exhausted. I'm in Oslo at the bus terminal at information and ticketing, which politely informed me that it's impossible to transport my bike anywhere around Norway or Sweden now, except by post, and the posting would be unrealistic. So because of time limitations and whatever, I can't ride back to Riga or Stockholm, so I have to leave my bicycle behind. Believe me, I've exhausted all options, and that's it. And I should be feeling gutted about it, but actually it's kind of a relief, because the bicycle, ever since I stopped riding, has actually been a burden, and you know, it has had its problems and all that. So maybe getting rid of it will kind of kick me into a new phase of life, and replacing it with something better, and opening up more opportunities for me. So over there, like there is a new owner. I'm giving it to her. It's the lady at the her name is Greta. There at the ticketing office. She's the lucky new owner of this wonderful original Gary Fisher bicycle, and she said she'll take good care of it, and we'll keep in touch on Facebook, and hopefully might even get some photos of it in its new home. That would be nice, and maybe I can follow its life, you know, as it goes through. And she said she might take it back to me to Riga, but I don't think that's particularly realistic. So anyway, goodbye old friend, and well, for all the troubles, it got me there, and it's just been an absolute blast. And well, the saga hasn't finished yet though, because I still have to get to Stockholm, and I've bought a ticket, so I know that part of it's okay, and I know though I won't have the bicycle, won't be a problem. All I have to do is get on a ferry to Riga. Buy a ticket to a ferry to Riga, and then I'll finally be home. So, well, fingers crossed. Here I am finally on the Riga ferry, saying goodbye to Scandinavia and Stockholm there in the distance, in the darkness. It's dark now because I actually fell asleep while I was waiting for the ferry to take off. I was a bit tired after all that travelling. Anyway, moving closer back to reality now, and you know, time to reflect on the trip and whatever. And I don't know what the conclusion will be. All I can say is everything that happened even losing the bicycle and everything, it doesn't really matter. It's all going to culminate in some other new ideas that I might be having, and an inspiration. And this trip has really opened my eyes and my awareness to how many possibilities there are out there to really, you know, get your teeth into some real adventure and real life experiences. And I'm looking forward to many more to come. Better him than me.